Hi, everybody. I just want to say thank you so much for everybody's testimony. So this question is going to be for NYSERDA, our president. I would appreciate very, very much if you could answer the efforts. What have we done with any efforts of the infrastructure on Long Island, especially Long Island, the state of New York? What kind of efforts have we been to fix the grid that is antiquated? Do you feel that NYSERDA is putting enough effort? Are you putting enough? It's always the cart before the horse. Are we putting enough effort into making sure that our infrastructure is put in place first? Because there was a number last year, for the last 2 years, of $280 billion that we could go and retrofit the whole state of New York, and even especially New York City, which that wouldn't even cover that. So what kind of effort are we putting in? Because Long Island's grid is antiquated, and we're talking about all this renewable energy, and it's so great. Matter of fact, the solar panels are doing so wonderful right now today. It's amazing. I got photos. Everybody's sending me photos of what our solar panels look like, because we are generating a good amount of energy with these solar panels. But if you can answer about our antiquated grid, please.
Yes, certainly. That actually was an area that we looked at very carefully as part of the state energy plan, which is the foundational aspect of the maintenance of the system that we have today. It's a blessing and a curse, right, to have one of the oldest energy systems, electricity systems in the country. But in reality, many of these systems have far exceeded their useful life. Some systems are over 60, 70, 80 years old, in fact. All that to say, the investments are central. I think one of the investments that President Driscoll just described, the Propel project, is a great example of the ways in which we are improving the interface between
But again, please, President, you're not answering the question. I'm asking you, what are we doing? Because we have $2.4 billion that is dormant in reserves, should be going to the residents, the ratepayers that can't even put food on their table. And we're sitting here, you're going around in circles, you're not answering the question. What are we doing to make sure that the grid is not going to be antiquated, that we're going to be doing an upgrade on the grid to move forward and invest instead of the cart before the horse? We need to make sure that our grid is ready for all this electric that's coming, and it's not. And especially with AI coming, again, are we investing on Long Island and New York State? You got $2.4 billion that's sitting in an account. First of all, it should be going for our infrastructure, and it should be going for our utility ratepayers, that the rates have gone up over 100% in certain areas. We are very, very concerned. This is the number one topic from everybody. So again, can you just answer yes or no? We're going to be putting all money into infrastructure first, please?
So I think I may be in a better position to answer this question. But
Okay.
that said, I don't think the right person is here, in part because DPS oversight, commission oversight of utilities does not extend to LIPA PSEG and in the contract that they have. We do have an office in Long Island that does oversee and provide support, but ultimately the specifics of investment decisions, those are best answered by another individual.
But please, I appreciate what you're trying to say, but that person's not here. Do you guys talk to each other?
We do, and if you allow, I can expand on that. So the commission does review different proposals from PSE&G, from LIPA.
Okay.
We do provide feedback. Again, we do not regulate the utilities there. We do provide oversight and guidance.
I know, but we talk about all sorts of, I'm sorry, because I only got a couple minutes, and I know Senator Kruger won't give me extra time. But my whole point again is with this, we are looking to, yes, we care about the environment. And we talked before about even what's happening with our solar panels, it's not generating anything. We do not live in California, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. And look at this. Is this a good investment, what we're doing right now? I care. Listen to me, I think every building should have solar. I really, really do. And this way we could go there and we could go sweep the snow off so it could be utilized. We are not doing a good enough job of making sure our investment is working. And you know what? From a guy that's in construction, I'm a very conservative person. Somebody that's in construction, we should be really looking at retooling our existing power plants, Mr. Christian. We should be looking at that. Then, in other words, just carbon, I say carbon capture all the time, but we could do a combined cycle, just like with the Caithness power plant. This is good investments to retool our existing power plants. I want to ask you, we talked about the Nestle pipeline also, right? Which was very, very important. Is this Nestle pipeline going to happen?
As I understand it right now, the construction process and the permitting process are underway. Infrastructure is in place already and has been in place, I want to say, for over 10 years to connect the new pipeline. But my understanding is construction is pending review of certain permits in other states.
But you know how important this is, right? It's a necessity. We did have our Zoom call. I was very, very excited. The the Nestle pipeline is so, so important. We talked about the trucks that are all over the roadways. We talked about no one talks about this. I want the environmentalists to come forward and say, be on our side. 7 pounds of CO2 a mile on our roadways. Hundreds of truckers all over the place. I went to the governor. She didn't even know about that. I had a conversation last year with the governor. She had no idea about this. But I will say, she said that the Nestle pipeline will happen. First of all, yes, jobs, great amount of jobs. It's a necessity. Am I correct by saying that?
The commission did find that there was a reliability benefit from the pipeline.
No. A necessity. How important is this pipeline to come into New York State?
I would say the commission has identified that it's going to provide significant reliability benefits to ensure we have gas service during periods of extreme cold that last significant amounts of time. And we discussed during the commission's decision on the reliability need for that pipeline events related to tropical winter storm Elliott and the conditions of the system during that time and the threat that the absence of the pipeline ultimately posed. So we at the commission have talked through and reviewed the data that was basis behind us making the reliability determination we made last year. The Nessie pipeline will provide benefits to New York State and downstate in particular.
But that will not stop in any way, right? Nobody's going to hold back on this project.
I've seen a lot of strange things from the federal government, so I can't say for sure on that end.
I'm talking about the state of New York.
We at the commission have already taken our actions that are needed.
Okay, everybody's putting the blame on the federal government. We're here in the state of New York, how important this is. Currently Quebec is withholding energy and capacity into New England, right? You heard this. And faced during the cold snap because it's cold out, right? We've been having a very cold winter. We all know that. We are
Yes, it is cold out. We have our rank.
well, thank you so much.